Sagittarius, this is your ethereal news for the month of January 2021. Sagittarius, we start off the month with, there was something that you've been working on in the past that you're reflecting about. So there's some sort of, I want to say matrimony or something that had to do with something that you were financially invested in, that involved another party. So this could have been some sort of relationship that you were in with somebody else that you guys had a commitment. You guys had a financial commitment together. There was some sort of contract that dealt with finances. And also this was some sort of, let's see. Yeah, it was some sort of relationship. So something has came back up for you in the beginning of the month where you're having to address this financial obligation that involves a commitment with somebody else. So this was a relationship, and there's actually, now that I'm seeing this, at the beginning of the month, somebody's going to offer you a new beginning to love. And this was somebody from the past that you had some sort of ties with. And I mean, if it hasn't happened already, it will. Trust me. Yeah. This is so cute. So there was an offer of love in the past, and this was somebody that you've known for quite some time and you had some sort of ties with, because you guys either had some sort of financial obligation that you guys were working on together. It could have been some sort of project for work, or there was some sort of contract. It could have been like a business partnership type of thing, but it has evolved into this love for each other, okay? And either you or the other person had you extended the offer of love, but either you or the other person, I'm not sure which, one of the two of you, because this involves you and another individual. So one of you overlooked it, okay? And it's coming back to you. So somebody, actually, now that I'm seeing it, somebody could have even proposed to you in the past, and it could have been someone you worked with or had some sort of financial ties to. And it could have been something very matrimonial, and they offered love to you, or you offered love to them, and they weren't quite ready, or there wasn't something quite right with the timing. However, it's true love, because it's a beginning to new love, and it looks very bright. The love energy that surrounds this matrimonial ties to one another, from one person to another, there's this bright energy around it, okay? So this is actually, Yeah, I felt like, you know, or this could even be it. So maybe just financially, both sides, you and the other person, maybe financially you guys just couldn't afford a relationship at the time, but for some reason that love has always been there. I just feel like it has everything to do with the timing. The timing just wasn't right because financially the both of you just couldn't afford a relationship is what it's looking like. Yeah, so as we continue in the middle of the month, I see that finances get better and you're not holding on to it's like the pressure for your financial obligations and the pressure of trying to sustain status quo is loosening. Okay, so that pressure of I have to pay my bills, I have to pay this bill, that bill, I'm strapped for money, finances, that pressure is subsiding. So it's loosening a bit. However, for some reason, even though this love was very solid at the beginning, for some reason, there's still some sort of questioning about the relationship, about the love that you have with this other individual. There's still some sort of hesitation, okay? And it's like, I feel like maybe you or the other person doesn't think they're worthy of this love, because I feel like a lot of focus is on balancing finances, and because maybe you feel like you can't afford a relationship, or you feel like the other person deserves better. They deserve a relationship that's more financially secure, and maybe you just don't feel like you can offer that to them right now. So it's like that's what it looks like it's all about. It's like this struggle with you do like this person and you know that there's some love there, but it's like, can you afford a relationship? Because you have to take care of yourself. So that's what the cards are really voicing to me now, that the picture is getting more clearer. So it's like you do love this person, the love is there, it's a new beginning of love. However, it resonates from the past, but there's hesitation for a full commitment because of the whole financial responsibilities. And it's just like, I feel like you don't feel strong in the fact that you can't really give that person the security you would want them to have with you. You know what I mean? And I feel like you don't feel like that just love. Yeah, that's what it is. So you don't feel like just love is going to be enough for the relationship to sustain a strong bond. Okay? Because yeah, I feel like you've experienced relationships in the past where the finance aspect of being committed to somebody else, this trying to find a balance between one another of who's going to pay this, just an equal give and take with the relationship. We'll just say that, just an equal give and take. There's been some really volatile conversations in the past with past relationships about the whole give and take dynamic. So let's get this last card. So you've really had to quiet down. When relationships come up like this, you know, ones that you know that there's a lot of love for one another, you have to kind of quiet down and go within to try to find the right way of communicating this to another person, because I feel like sometimes in the past when you would try to communicate of how important it is for the whole give and take dynamic in a relationship, and you've been honest with others that, you know, if the finances aren't there, we can't really, you know, have the strength or courage to really base our relationship on just love. It needs something stronger to hold it together. And you've been trying to find some ways to communicate this with other past lovers, because I feel like you would just run off at the mouth. So that would kind of just not allow you to really get your honest point across. However, now you're using more of your internal voice to kind of just take a moment and not rush with your communication and explain to the other individual that, you know, relationships, it takes more than just love. You can't live off love, so to say. So with that being said, Sagittarius, let's get you a Law of Attraction card. The Law of Attraction is always matching, quote Buddha. Sagittarius. Let's give this a really good shuffle. Worthiness. I feel worthy and have very special talents that will help me to achieve my dreams. So Sagittarius, this is the thing. You are so talented and gifted, but the fact that you second guess whether or not you're worthy, that holds you back in a way. Okay, and this deals with all aspects of your being, whether it be love, finances. I feel like you have a lot to offer, and you shouldn't have to be so calculated sometimes. I feel like this month is really showing you, Sagittarius, that Sagittarius, you are a risk taker. If you need to have those risks in relationships and finances, go ahead and just see what happens. So just go through the motions and make your best judgment. So this is the thing. Instead of just running off at the mouth sometimes, this month at the end, you're going to understand how sometimes you just need to have those moments to think within, sort your thoughts out yourself before you share them with other people. But at the same time, know that you are worthy and you are the risk taker, Sagittarius. So you can continue forward in your life path, letting things happen naturally and organically, and not really being so calculated, because I think that's when you have the best luck, is when you somewhat wing it. Okay, Sagittarius? So, Sagittarius, that is your ethereal news for January 2021. Take care.